Bumper and Reese both had a haircut during the week last week in preparation for the New South Wales Interschool Equestrian Championships, which Lily took both of them to this weekend. She did the prelim dressage on both. This video's just got Bumpy in it. Clyde thought he should come, as he does whenever you go near the float nowadays. That's the Clyde spot. But he did not get to come. With two horses competing, I did not feel the need to have Clyde as well. So this is Lily and Bumper doing the preliminary 1C. They did an okay job. Bumper was very distracted. It was very, very wet. It poured and poured for the 2+ hours to get there, and it kind of stopped a bit when we did get there, and it was not bad for probably an hour or two, and then as the morning went on, the rains came down and they just kept coming all day. By the end of the day, it was just a slop. This Bump being very distracted by the horses up on the hill. And of course, he's never been in anywhere with quite such an atmosphere. He's still pretty inexperienced in a dressage arena. He's not real keen to go close to the rails. He's not easy to have him flex the right way. He's a very hard horse to ride, and Lily did a pretty decent job of it, all things considered, particularly her very recent trip into dressage land. So this is their second dressage day. The first one was also very, very wet by coincidence. So he's a very hard horse to have in a nice balanced canter, and he really doesn't cope well with slippery ground. I actually had shoes on him for a little while and then decided to take them off, but they did help him somewhat, because he just, as soon as he slips a bit, he just loses all confidence. He doesn't want to sort of bend and stay upright in a corner. He gets all stiff, and yeah, he doesn't go well on slippery ground. He finds it very challenging, but he actually, how well he coped with the ground, how wet it was here today, really goes to show how much he's improved in that aspect, because it wasn't that long ago that it would have been an absolute disaster. And he needs to learn how to stretch out at the walk. We know these things that he needs work on. Same with the stretchy trot circles of both the horses. They both need to work on that. But, you get these things as you go on. Lily did well. She coped with the situation quite decently. They got a pretty average score. It was 58-point-something%, but there were some encouraging comments on the test papers, so that's always nice to see. a bit miserable in the yards in between the tests. This is the 1B. They were the second last ones to do this. Lily and Reese had been the very first ones in the morning to do this also. They got both ends of the spectrum almost there. And Bumper went a bit better in this one. He's still distracted. He's still looking around. He still isn't stretching out at his free walk or in his stretchy trot. But it was better. They scored a bit better too. This was, I think, 63% or something. And he just beat Reese in this one. Reese was the place below him, and there wasn't much difference between the two, except it was a whole lot wetter by the time that Bumper got to do his. It was raining proper by now. I don't know if you can actually see it, but it was quite pouring. And when she finished, I didn't realise I'd been, videoing her test, and I didn't notice that there was nobody else left in the arena except for the last horse to go. Everybody else had cleared out. And after Lily did her test, she hung around so that the poor girl who was riding last wasn't up in this huge main arena with not another horse in sight. And it was absolutely pouring by then. But when you're already that wet, what difference does it make? So that was Lily and Bumper's dressage at the New South Wales State Interschool Equestrian Championships. We were supposed to go back later on for the show horse, or Bumper was doing the show hunter class, Reese was doing the working hunter. But after the Saturday, on the Sunday morning, it actually got cancelled, the rest of it, due to the just continuing rain. And there's flooding everywhere around Sydney again for the third time in not very long. So anyway, that was that. So thanks for watching, and the next video I'll have Reese's dressage at the same thing. We'll see you next time.